Hey guys, what's up? This is Talking Tech for you. Here we have the new 27-inch iMac. Let's review it. Apple just went ahead and updated the iMac for this year. In the last few years, Apple has become much more consistent with updating their Mac lineup. It's good that Apple updated the iMac, but there is an absolutely new problem now. With the transition to Apple Silicon happening and the iMac which we actually expected, recommending this is pretty difficult. Let's review the iMac first and then we can find a solution to these two problems. The design of this year's iMac is unchanged. It has been about 8 years since Apple updated the design of the iMac. There were a few leaks, but it was absolutely wrong. It has large bezels on 3 sides and a super large chin at the bottom. The I/O is decent. Other than the power cable, there are 4 USB 3 ports, 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, a SD card reader, a headphone jack and an Ethernet port. Okay, so this is the last iMac with an Intel chip. The 2020 iMac is 27 inches. This comes with 8 GB of DDR4 RAM which can be specced out to 128 gigs, 512 gigs of storage which can be maxed out to 8 terabytes. You have an option of an Intel 8-core i7 processor or a 10-core i9 processor. There is also a Radeon Pro graphics card with an 8 GB of DDR6 RAM. The specs are obviously great, but what does this actually translate to? Like always, usability wise, the iMac is really good. The 5K display is still so great. There are little tweaks which make this iMac much better. Firstly, there are new speakers. The speakers at the bottom were always good, but now they are great. There is also a new microphone array which Apple calls studio quality microphones. This is obviously over exaggeration, but the microphones are surprisingly good. Another change is the webcam. After years of Macs having 720p webcams, Apple updated to a 1080p webcam. This is a huge improvement. All of these little changes make the iMac a much better media machine which can be used for video calls and stuff, which is so important nowadays. If you are enjoying the video so far, please subscribe. We are a new channel and we are uploading twice a week just for you guys. A new thing about the iMac which is super good is the Nano texture glass, which gives the screen a matte finish. We saw this in the $5,000 Pro Display XDR and it was a really good feature. Apple now offers it with the iMac for an additional $500. I think that anyone who's buying this iMac should definitely add this. Light barely reflects off the surface and this complements the 5K display very well. Until now, the iMac seems extremely easy to recommend. It does everything you would want out of a computer. But what makes this recommending so hard? There are two main problems, and you should consider both of these seriously. First is the transition from Intel chips to Apple Silicon, and second is the design of the iMac. In WWDC, Apple revealed that they were going to start a 2-year transition to Apple Silicon. This brings an important question. Are Intel Macs going to become obsolete soon? Since we don't know the answer to this question, I can recommend this to only two types of people. They are the people who just need a new computer urgently and really don't care about Apple Silicon Macs. The second type are the people who upgrade their Macs regularly. Other than for these two types of people, I don't think it's a good idea to get the iMac. Because if Intel Macs become inferior and are treated differently, then it will become a problem, like lack of software updates and not performing as well as Apple Silicon Macs. Second is the design. For the last few months, we have seen leaks of the iMac which look like a giant iPad or a Pro Display XDR. I showed this in the tech news that came a couple of weeks ago, and this looks super good. I have a feeling that next year or the year after that, we are going to get an iMac which looks like that, which has Apple Silicon. Apple are going to redesign everything after shifting to their own chips. So this is another thing to consider. So you can begin by asking two questions to yourself if you're considering getting this. First, ask if you can wait. And second, ask if the updates and the performance matter that much to you. If the answer to both of these questions is yes, then you should probably wait a year or two and then get a new iMac. So that's all for this time. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please don't forget to like and subscribe. But for now, peace.